So what I want to talk to you about is what we're going to call the 7 heartbreak guarantees. I promise you, if you keep doing this, you're going to have heartbreak after heartbreak. By the way, I'm not totally opposed to heartbreak. You have to risk getting your heart broken in order to thrive and change and shift. And you know what I always say, to the broken heart is the heart that lets the light in. You know, I've met people who say, well, I don't want to have a relationship. Why don't you want to have a relationship? Well, because I might get hurt. Yeah. And your point would be what? Because, you know, there's no way of going through life alive, breathing, vital, and not get hurt. So what? Have a few heartbreaks. That's okay. However, if you've got like a bazillion heartbreaks under your belt, it's enough already. So you might want to check your heartbreak at the door and see if we can change that. These are the 7 guarantees to heartbreak. The first thing that keeps relationships from working is that we repeat old patterns. You may have thought that your pattern started with that first heartbreak. You may have thought that your pattern started as an adult while you were going through a series of relationships that didn't work for you. I'm here to tell you that your relationship issues started as a child. Yep, gotta track back to the roots. Again, I know this isn't popular. No one wants to look way back. I don't want to air my dirty laundry in public. I don't want to dwell in the past. I want to dredge up old news. Well, guess what? If you want a life that really works, you're going to have to look at the roots. So you've got to look at your old patterns, see what those patterns are. You're going to find out those patterns started a long, long time ago because we can't operate outside of pattern. So the problems that you're having today or the challenges you're having today in your current relationships, be it with friends or co-workers or love relationships, those patterns you were having as a child, whether you remember it or not. And so I'm going to track back and see that. And I can give you ways to do that. And together we can discover where this all started, and you can change your relationship to those old patterns so that you don't have to be run and ruled by them. What's the second guarantee to heartbreak? Refusing to hear what they say. I love the sort of creative interpretation of what you're told. There's always the story of the woman who meets a guy and she says to him, I really don't want to have a committed relationship. That is catnip to her. Catnip, I'm telling you. Oh, well, I'm going to change his mind. And if I can change his mind, it means I'm really, really special. You know what? Believe him. If he says he doesn't want to have a relationship, don't be surprised a year later when he says, I told you I didn't want to have a relationship. Or 5 years later, God help you, I told you I didn't want to have a relationship. Believe him. If he doesn't want a relationship, move on. Or look at yourself and realize there's a part of you that doesn't want a relationship either. If a guy is married, if a woman is married and you're having a relationship with them, there's a part of you that's into the unavailable male or female. That's okay, but look at it. Look it in the eye. The third guarantee to heartbreak, expecting the worst. Oh, she's never gonna love me. She's much too good for me. Oh, you know what? I always get my heart broken. It's gonna happen again. Relationships never work out for me. Something always happens. You know what? What we expect, we get. So if you expect things to tank, they're guaranteed to. The fourth guarantee for heartbreak, trying to control outcome. Relationship isn't the only place this is a problem. I understand everywhere in your life you're trying to control outcome. It's a problem everywhere, but we are talking specifically about relationship. I'm going to make them a particular kind of person. I'm going to turn them into the person that I need them to be. I'm going to decide when, how, and where, and how fast this is going to go. Not on my time clock, better hurry up. Just all these different things that we do to try to control outcome. You know what our job is in relationship? Presence, presence, presence in relationship to other, in relationship to life itself. Presence. Be here now. Open your heart and things will turn out exactly as they are meant to. Perhaps the person you lose should well be lost. Perhaps the person that you don't know about yet is the one that wants to arrive. Leave room in your life for surprises. Leave room in your life for magic. The fifth Guarantee to heartbreak. Living in your head instead of in your life. Guaranteed. Tanking of the relationship. The relationship you're imagining, if you have this great fantasy of what this relationship is better than what it is when it's in front of you, you've got a problem. You're living in your head instead of in your life. You want to be with the relationship that's right in front of you. If you can't appreciate the relationship you're having, then you need to get out. The sixth guarantee to relationship heartbreak is refusing to recognize your contribution to the problems of the relationship. Refusing to take responsibility for how you are throwing the relationship under the bus. You have to see what you're doing. You're the one you have power over, or at least your behavior anyway. You don't have power over what's going to happen, but you do have some authority over your relationship to your own behavior and your thoughts and even your feelings, truly. We're so good at saying, oh, if only they would change, everything would be fine. I have this all the time. Couples come in and they go, change them. They point at each other. We've got to take responsibility for what we're doing. The seventh and final guarantee for relationship heartbreak is magical thinking versus inspired understanding. So magical thinking is something like, I can fix him. I can turn him into something. Oh, he'll be a Prince Charming when I get finished, Here's a good example. This is my dog, Molly, right? Molly is a dog. She's a Shih Tzu. She's a sweet dog. But Molly is not a trick dog. She doesn't do a lot of things. She won't roll over if I tell her to roll over. I suppose I could teach her how to roll over. But you know what? She's never going to be a horse. And she's never going to be a cat. And she's never going to be a bird. She's always going to be a dog. I love that about Molly. I love what she can do. I love what she can't do. I love her essence. And I love who she really is and what she's made of. I don't expect her to be something she isn't. That would be magical thinking. Give it up. If you don't start looking your material in the eye, you're never going to be able to shift your relationship to it. Again, I can show you how. Stick with me.